Shalom, shalom, shalom. Speak y'all brother, man, the elder general Radazan from Disciples of the Mount to Israel. How y'all doing this morning? I'm right back at y'all, man, with another video, man, and say this is really uh, a granting of a request that was made, by an individual. Oh, and I'm sorry I forgot your name, but you know who you are. You commented on the previous video, the one that I made yesterday or day before yesterday about this same subject of what I'm going to share with y'all, and that's Gentile confessions, right? So we're going to say, Kal Halal Yahweh by Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shah, and that's all praise to the Father, and we do so in the name of the beloved Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose proper name is Yahweh Shah. That means he who saves. So without further ado, we're going to get right to this video, and then we'll get back at it, with some scripts and stuff like that, and see how this thing go. So let's get it. Swell it up. And like I say, this is to add to the Gentile confessions of who we are, and um, so on and so forth. Actually, I say the video was it was done day before yesterday. And go check it out. So this is not really a part two, but it's along the same lines. Actually, that video was part one and part two merged together. So check this out. Here's more Gentile confession.
Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prep. Guys, it is a very stormy day here in East Tennessee land. And if you didn't see the other video, I popped off here this afternoon.
And before we go any further, let's make this clear. This video, his video is not being used to try to more so turn him for a teacher or what have you. No, that's not why I'm using this video this morning. I'm using this video to show that, hey, this ain't just something the Israelites are saying. This is something other, nations of people and races or whatever you want to call them is saying as well, right? So, excuse me. It's what other nations are saying as well. That's the reason why I'm using this video. So let's get with it.
It was about the P. Diddy thing, and I'm not going to get into that in this video, but links in the video description below to that is, I don't know what the deal is with people's minds right now. But if you don't feel this shift in the air, this energy shift, I don't know what's going on, because I feel like many believers, myself included, that there is something being spoken to our spirit vibrationally. I can just feel it just sitting here. I can feel it just saying this. I just feel this shaking inside, and not like fear and trembling, just like something's off, something's changing, something's different. And I'm telling you straight up that we are at the threshold at the time of the end of the Gentiles. The other day, I seen a video of a camp of Hebrews that I prefer not to mention. I don't want to give them any validation, good, bad, indifferent, or anything, but there was this camp that was on TikTok. People had filmed that they marched through Springfield, Ohio. And here's the thing, if they weren't so militant, if they weren't so anti toward the Gentiles and hateful and not wanting to see people saved and enter in the kingdom, I would totally endorse these people. I would have endorsed them a long time ago, but I've watched their spirit. I won't connect with it. Matter of fact, I've seen people in Torah community go at it with them that are Hebrews. That's enough for me as a Gentile to know I'm on off base, not having nothing to do with it. But for the sake of this conversation, I watched them people march through Springfield, Ohio the other day, and it was a massive amount of people. And this awakening will not be suppressed. And two things are happening simultaneously right now. And I've spoke on this now into the decades. Okay. That video I made alone, documentary about the true Hebrew Israelites on YouTube, going on 10 years ago now. I've been in the know on stuff like this for a long time. It is documented. It is proof positive. This ain't like Luke just woke up tomorrow or yesterday or today or whenever, and all of a sudden it just come to me. I've known about this for a long time. I've spoke about this day coming for a long time. I've seen this awakening happening from the ground, like from the grassroots effort. I've helped try to promote it. And I want y'all's kingdom come. I want you to understand something. In the world that I see to come, there will be all nations in it. Okay? Let me just paint you the new kingdom so you understand where Luke's coming from. The new kingdom, where the Most High Yah is with man, and that Messiah is sovereign over all the earth. King David rules again on the throne over Israel, and that the nations will come up to the New Jerusalem to worship the sovereign King, or sovereign Most High, all right, and bow before the King. Like I'm telling you, there is a world coming, and the Israel will be the kings and priests of the new earth. They will be the ones teaching and administering in it and stewards in it, and you're going to see a different kingship coming up. You're going to see a different world coming up. It's going to be a peaceful world. This world here is a steaming pile of dog ish. Okay. I'll just keep that as clean as possible.
Because it's the world of Satan.
Okay. Because I know young ears watch my content and I appreciate that. And I want to reach the young people, especially more than anybody. I want to reach young people. Because us all, I'll just call myself an old head now because I'm about to be 40. And then the elders, actual elders, we all going to do whatever we're going to do at this point. I mean, you're either in this thing or you're out. That's just is what it is. So, especially for the undecided youth, you got to understand that the time of the Gentiles, the time of the nations, is coming swiftly to an end. You see earthquakes on greater scale now than ever before. You see wars and rumors of wars greater scale now than ever before. There is so many signs of Matthew 24 on the wall that we honestly would need a checklist for me to set before me right now and go down through it note for note.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll be going through Matthew 24 because we got to check in the scriptures, see is the things that he's saying is so. Not only him, with anybody.
To make sure I don't miss anything because it's that much going on. I mean, like, there's pagans literally talking about the river Euphrates. There's people that are non believers talking about the river Euphrates drying up. And even if you think that the United States of America is the old land, all right, the old world, and the river Euphrates is Mississippi, guess what? We're all covered. It's drying up too. From what they've said, it's the river level's been the lowest it's ever been. So I mean, I got you covered, bro. Okay. So I'm not trying to take shots at nobody. I'm just saying, like, we get like all these debates that we're all having or studying or kind of confused on or whatever the case may be, man. Like, it's getting so wild out here, you get almost covered on all bases. So just rest easy. But the melting down of this country, I almost feel like that. You see, I always get these, like, I wouldn't say they're premonitions, but like these feelings that before things happen. I've been getting dreams I mean, it is nuts how many dreams I get when I sleep anymore. And I just feel like that after November 7th, I feel like November 7th, and not that I care about the election, but I feel like November 7th is like that last little nail going in the coffin of this nation. And it is the solidification of how the death will be. Like, I feel like this republic is dead. Okay, like, you understand, November 7th, the life support gets pulled. Like, well, we're on life support at this moment. Okay, and what's going to happen is we just going to know which way this republic will die. Okay, that'll be settled out. And as America falls, and as I said in that other video, touched on with the P. Diddy thing a minute ago, is America dies and you watch this BRICS nation thing rise and Turkey join in the end being the 10th king, the 10 kings of Revelation, I believe.
If y'all haven't seen my videos, I got part 1 and part 2 of a video called The BRICS New World Order. Y'all check that out. And I think I did that like a year and a half ago. Check it out. I'm dropping some show enough jewels in those videos.
will be them, joining in this thing is that, like I said in another video, if you give me $10,000 US dollars right now or $10,000 of BRICS money, I'd want the $10,000 BRICS money because I know I'm going to have spending power with it. Like, if somebody was going to hand me, and not to talk about money right now on Sabbath day, but I'm just telling you, like right now, if you said, how do you want your money? Like, I bet, well, number one, I'll take it in BRICS. Number two, I'll take it in Bitcoin. And lastly, I'll take it in US dollars. Like, that's how low respect I have for the currency of this nation. And as I said in that other video too, I know people think that I hate this country. I love my fellow man. I love my countrymen. I don't care you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, non-Hispanic, Latino. I'm trying to check all them boxes, on the ethnicity sheet that they give us all the time. Alaskan, Native Indian, blah, 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 blah. Whoever you are, I don't care. Love you. Want to see you winning. I wish everyone in this world was winning, because you know what? If we were all winning, nobody'd be losing and nobody'd be killing each other. And I ain't trying to preach communism either. I'm talking true winning. But that ain't the world we live in. It is by intent that we live in a world that's like that too. So I'll just go ahead and clarify that out. Is that what we're seeing, though? It's going to ramp up, and you got two pillars at the same time, one crumbling and one being raised up. Is that the United States of America, if it gets burnt,
Y'all pay attention to what he's finna say right here. Check this out.
with fire from these 10 kings, like Revelation's talking about. I mean, you gotta think, the two meanest dogs on the block always fight. The two biggest bullies always fight. All right, somebody's always got to be number one, and somebody's got to be number two. All right, and I can't remember if it's Dale Earnhardt said it or whoever, that second place is first loser. All right. And rest in peace, Dale. Boy, he's a heck of a race car driver. I missed him. Still miss him, but miss my dad too. Man, he loved watching Dale race. That was our thing. But anyway, when this all shakes out, right, is that you're gonna have America's demise at hand after November 7th, and then especially with this BRICS thing, gold standard returning. Then you have this serious thing creeping up here.
Pay attention right here, y'all. Watch this.
That people don't see, paying attention to, ain't vibing with it, is that you have these Hebrew Israelites coming online. They tell you something, they figured out who they are. There's an awakening taking place. It ain't gonna stop. These folks are going to be hurt. The Most High is going to make sure and regather his people.
Man, we trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all better listen, black folk. Wake up and claim your rightful place in this world and the world to come. And you do that by turning back to the Most High, converting your way of thinking, man, to the way He wants you to think. That's by keeping those commandments. You know what I'm saying? And renounce this world, man, because this is over.
I don't know exactly how every mechanism and cog and gear is going to turn that transmission when this thing starts fully going. I don't know what it's all going to shake out like. I don't know. Well, if I hope I make it in the new kingdom. I hope I'm counted worthy to life when the judgment bar is passed over me. I mean, when I look at myself, I'm like, lust of the flesh is my biggest sin. I will steal nobody, kill nobody, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's always been women in my life. That's the only sin, man, in this whole world. That's been my one thing. So I'm not too deeply concerned on the rest of the stuff in life. I just need to be vigilant about the other. But like, it just, I see the writing on the wall. Like, if it was like Daniel standing in Babylon and that hand's writing on the wall, what was Mene, Tekel, Upharsin, I believe is what it was, is you've been weighed, you have been measured, and you've been found wanting. Boy, let me tell you, that hand is a moving. It is a writing on the wall. You hear that thunder? That hand is a moving, and the writing is on the wall for this country. I'm telling you, it is dark days ahead. And I don't hate, like I said, I don't hate my countrymen. I hate this construct, because people think this country's for us, right? When you read the Constitution, it was for a certain set of people. When you fast forward now and you look at the Patriot Act, that was to take freedoms away from people. There's nothing patriotic about it. Patriot Act is one of the most terrorist things ever done in this country by its leaders to this day, in my personal opinion. This whole lockdown that we went through was the second one. Well, I don't even know which one's to put at first place. They're both just atrocities. And so, to me, I know that I'm probably going to be caught up in conflict at some point. I don't know how, any way we can avoid it, but you got to understand that the time of the Gentiles is coming to an end. The
That's
time of the
right.
nations,
That's what the
Gentiles,
Lord
nations,
say.
okay? The nations. Time of the nations are coming to an end. You soon going to see Messiah sitting, ruling with a rod of iron, right? On that throne. And it is going to be a different world that you live in. I hope you're okay with it. I hope you can find peace with it. I'm not pandering to Hebrew Israelites either. Like, if I was a Hebrew Israelite, I'd tell you the same thing. Like, this is just what's happening. It's
That's
what the book says.
That's right, and it's what we be telling y'all, man. This ain't what what I'm saying. We wrote. We ain't write this. We didn't. We're not twisting this. We're not saying what we think and want it to be. This is what the book say. This is simply what the book say, and everything that we tell y'all that the book say is happening.
You can either join the club or you can be on the house. As for me, my house will serve Most High Yah and keep His commands, and I hope I'm counted as commonwealth of Israel and have an inheritance in the new kingdom as well. And whether I'm a servant to the crown or a free man or whatever, my thing is I'll have eternal life. I will have.
And see, and this another thing, is very important in what he just said. This is to the Gentiles. You're gonna have to get down off the false high horse that you're on. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, eliminate that pride and that arrogance that you inherited from your forefather. You know what I'm saying? Your progenitor, which was Esau, right? And understand that at least you will have eternal life being in this status of a servant, because that's the best thing. That's the best thing to happen. Anything lesser than that is, like it said in Isaiah 60 and 12, if I'm not mistaken. All the nations that don't serve the Israelites gonna perish, gonna be utterly wasted.
Have the access to the tree of life. These things matter to me. Like, I don't want to perish. I don't want to die. I'll tell you one number one reason I don't want to even die in this life is because I have fought too darn hard to learn the truth, to not live it out and see the judgments passed out. I'm telling you what, right now, yeah, that song "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, Coming Forward, Carry Me Home." All right, well, that was a slave song, right? The Hebrew sung whenever they were in bondage, and here in this country. And I'm telling you what, if the right now the chariots of Most High Yah come down here and was loading everybody up, take them home, right? There's this rapture that everybody keeps preaching about that ain't happening. It ain't happening, bro. But anyway, you're gonna see that real fast, and that first trumpet pops off. Boy, old Luke was right on that too. You can hate me for that too. But whenever that does happen, if that happened tomorrow, I'd be like, hey, if it's okay, can you come back and circle the wagons back and pick me up afterwards? I would like to stay and witness everything that's about to transpire. Because when I see all this calamity, and I do go before the judgment bar and am counted worthy to life, y'all willing, I will never, never, never want to repeat the sin. No matter how much something could want to conjure up in my mind, I'm not going to want to participate in that because I have seen the suffering of humanity. I've seen the results of sin. And because of that, I do not want to participate no more. And and that's what I would say, honestly, right now. I would choose that. I would choose that path because I want to see that. I want that validation too, that what I read in the Word followed through.
Mm,
And it's followed through. I mean, as I've
right.
said,
You can see it. You can see it. Look around you, man. Man. If a person can't see that, prophecy is being fulfilled, man, it just might not be no hope for you.
uh, River Euphrates drying up and all these prophetic things, earthquakes, all these things taking place, the birth pangs, we can feel it, we can see it beginning to ramp up. And the Israelites, let me tell you something, they ain't ignorant to it. All right, I'm telling you, there has been an awakening let's see, I made a Hebrew documentary almost 10 years ago, and since that 10 years ago, I in this decade, it is unreal at the awakening that is transpiring before us. It is just absolutely paramount, and it's not going to be stopped. And as this nation crumbles, as these nations fall by sword, by famine, by plague, by whatever, economical, you're going to see a massive regeneration. You're going to see this awakening that dry bones of Israel stand up. And you're going to see a lot of Gentiles that have been lied to come out of Babylon and turn to the Torah and to King Yah and to Messiah and to keeping them 10 commandments and to eternal life. And you can get mad about it. You can get in your feels about it. But just like right now, I'm sitting here on this porch and this storm's just coming in and it's just throwing rain and the wind and the lightning. You can either get comfortable with the struggle bus or you can absolutely fall under it and get rolled over. But I'm going to tell you, you better figure out real fast, baby, where you stand. Because
And right there, we gonna cut it down, and we gonna get to some of these scripts, man. And the very first one we going to is gonna be Matthew 24. And and like I say, I just brought this out, this video out, to add more to what we're saying, man. We're not just the only ones saying this. This stuff is really happening, is really true, and we are truly those people that the Bible is speaking about. And so are they when they're spoken about, right? So, this really is for my people, man, to really take heed and at least consider and go see what it is, man, that's being, because the media ain't gonna put this out there because they want to keep us downplayed, but go and do and watch, you see that everything that you research, whether it be prophetically, historically, or archaeological wise, man, you're gonna see where it's talking about you. So let's get these scripts, but first I want to take y'all to the beginning of it all, because like he said, we are at the end of the Gentile rulership of this planet. But we're gonna go to when it all first started. We're gonna go with Genesis 25 and 25, right? And we're gonna deal with this first. All right, and this is the birth of Jacob and Esau, right? It say, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they call his name Esau, right? Esau is who we call the white man today, right? Verse 26, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. Now, it's a meaning to this, right? Okay, Esau came out first. Okay, Esau is so-called white man today. He is who runs the world today, whether he be a Japhetic white man, from Japhet, or whether he be that white man from Esau, being Esau, right? Edom or Idomia, whichever name you want to call it, right? And Jacob, of course, being changed to Israel, you know what I'm saying? And that's also what this verse is talking about. And a lot of people don't know that. And I'm gonna go get a precept to show that. We're gonna go to Haggai chapter 2, verse 22. And check out, and it says, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen, and overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother. Now check this out. Watch this here. Now we're gonna go back to Genesis 25 and 26. And we're gonna go get this precept in Hosea 12 and 13. And it say he took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had power with God. Okay, now we know that Jacob wrestled with the angel, and that's how he got his name changed to Israel. We're gonna go get that script real quick. Then we're gonna go and get to the nitty gritty of this thing. All right. We're going to Genesis chapter 32, starting at verse 24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh, I know he knocked his hip out of place, right? Was out of joint as he wrestled with him. Here's the point. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. In verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed. Right. So this is what Israel Yasharala means. He who has power with God. Right. So this this we're going to Matthew now. Matthew 24. So this power with God, or this prophecy dealing with the heel, Jacob holding the heel of Esau, is twofold. It means that Esau will come out first. He will rule, the world. Because remember, in that same prophecy, his father gave him the fatness of the earth, and he would rule it with the sword. Then we go in Job 9 and 24, we see where the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. And Esau became wicked. He was wicked before that, right? And wicked after that. And he goes on to say he changed the faces of the judges thereof. So when we see who changed the faces of the Israelites and Christ and all this stuff here and made them, all we got to do is look at the people who did it, and that's going to tell us who the wicked is. And it's going to also tell us who Esau is, because when he was a baby, when he was a young boy, he was given the blessings of the earth, the good parts of the earth. He's gonna take those parts, because he's gonna rule it with a sword. In other words, war, militarily, and so on and so forth. Now let's get to this here real quick. Let's get back to the show. I got one more script for y'all to show that this is what this means. We're going to second Ezra, and we're gonna be in chapter 6, and we're gonna start at verse 8, right? It said, he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob's hands held first the heel of Esau. That's what we read in Genesis 25, right? And then it goes on, say, for Esau is the end of the world, this world that we living in now, right? And Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. The hand of man is betwixt the heel of the hand of the hand. Other questions Edge asked out not. In other words, when they say when Jacob had his heel, that mean that after Esau ruled, Jacob will rule, and he will rule forever. Now let's go to Matthew. Back to Matthew. We're in Matthew 24. All right, and of course, the brother Salaki, I can't even talk this morning. Yahweh Shah, of course, this red letter right here, this who's talking, right? And he's letting you know about the end of the world, because to get a little context, we'll go up to verse 1, and it's when he was out at the temple, leaving the temple, and the disciples, we're just going to read it. This is 24 and 1. And Jesus said, went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So what is that wall them boys over there praying to bumping their head on. Because Yahushua said there gonna be no stone on top of another, right? And he goes on, he say, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Of course, we know this is happening like never before. We even got him amongst us. This Yaju fella calling himself the Christ, and he didn't deceive, quite a few people, right? And of course, about the rumors of wars, and like Salakia family, Salakia, man. We had some little technical difficulties, man. Let's get back to where we started. We was in Matthew 24. Yeah, here we go. And as I was stating, we hearing these rumors of wars like never before, right? And of course, we see here in Matthew 24, and it states at verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. That's right. And these wars and these rumors of wars is this great and final war of the return of the Lord. What we call World War III, the War Armageddon, so on and so forth. And these things were prophesied about, right? Let's go get some. I brought this out earlier by mistake, but you're getting a double dose of it now. And we're gonna be going to Haggai chapter 2, verse 22. And it reads, whenever it load up, there we go. And it reads, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, not one, but plural kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathens, these other nations, right? And I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother. And of course, we know terms like chariot and rider of the horses. So talking about their military personnel and equipment and so on and so forth. So let's get back to Matthew on this here. Like I say we're gonna make this one kind of quick, but not too quick, right? So we was in Matthew 24. Where we was at 12. No, we were verse man, we was at verse 7, Salakia. Verse 7, and it reads, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And of course, we know we're having earthquakes like never before. Like the thing going down in California today, what is it called? San Andreas. It's like this big old crack. It just opened up in the earth throughout the whole entire length or width of the state, whichever way it's going. And it's causing about massive earthquakes, man. Not just in California, but we having them in other places too, where earthquakes are not commonly known, right, to occur. And like Hamashiach say in verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. And what are those sorrows? Those sorrows for the Israelites would be the great tribulation, right? And of course we know judgment for those other people as well as Israelites too, because uh just like the other nations, gonna pay for all their works, so are the Israelites as well, right? The Most High is not a respecter of person when it comes to these laws, commandments, and statutes, and them being broken. All right, let's drop down to verse 9. Say, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And that's even like old boy was saying, ramping up, because ever since Putin then open up the cathedrals and churches and stuff like that, and shown where Hamashiach, so-called black man, I'm gonna use the word melanated, and all the apostles and the prophets and people like this, the Most High, they were all melanated beings. You know what I'm saying? And you got some people, a lot of your so-called white people, as well as other nations. They mad. They and they was once believers, and a lot of them has renounced their belief in that, and some of them even went as far as to burn the Bibles. So even that is ramping up within itself. So and matter of fact, let's go to Luke, because Luke 21 is gonna tell you what that affliction is in detail. Let's go to Luke 21, because Luke 21 is basically what Matthew 24 is, right? And we're gonna be going to what's that? I think verse 12. Yeah. We'll start at verse 11. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven, right? Well, we having all type of sightings in the skies nowadays, like never before, right? Say, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And we finna, of course, we've already been getting our hand. We dying in the street by the hands of these people. We dying in the street by the hands of our own. We being locked up at a rapid rate. We know Israelites overpopulate the prisons all the way across this country. So these prophecies are being fulfilled right before our eyes, people, and this stuff ain't just started in this day and time. This stuff has commenced to start in AD 70 when the Israelites was kicked out of their own homeland and scattered to the four corners of the earth. That's when all this stuff began to kick in, to kick into gear, right? So let's go back. Let's go back to Matthew, because we're gonna be kind of staying now for a minute. I want to kind of go over a couple of these verses. We should be at verse 10. Yeah, we should be, yeah. And verse 10 it says, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. And man, boy, I think out of all the people of the planet, man, the Israelites hate each other more than anybody. But we've been deceived and taught to do that though, right? We've been deceived and taught to do that. Let's read on. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And it's no love. It's no love at all, man. Say, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all of the world for a witness unto all nations. You know where it's being told to all nations, the entire world. We are the Israelites. Christ is black. The Most High, he's coming to judge the earth. You know what I'm saying? The other nations who don't serve gonna perish. We telling the nations this stuff. And when it gets to all nations throughout the earth, then the end gonna come, as Hamashiach says right here. And then shall the end come. Let's drop down. It's some more. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. So these times that we're in is gonna be times, that no man has ever experienced. Since this thing into existence. Let's drop down to 29. I said, and immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. It goes on, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. What we think these powers of the heavens are? Because believe it or not, we're living in heaven, but it's someone else's heaven. Is what I showed y'all in the beginning of the video about whose world and rulership we're under at this moment, right? So these powers that are shaking are these other nations, the rulership of the white man, and this is his heaven, which is coming to an end. Right? Let's read this again. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Verse 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in the heavens, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Right? And he's gonna be coming to wreak havoc, man. You know what I'm saying? Gonna come to judge the wicked of the earth. And this is what we on the doorstep of. You know, we on the doorstep of this great judgment of the Most High. You know, and Christ. And it just ain't no way around it, man. It just like old boy was saying, you either you gonna you gonna roll with it or get rolled on, right? Come on, we got some more. Let's keep rolling. We're gonna start at verse 32. And of course, we know this is the parable. Hamashiach is talking about the parable of the fig tree. Say, when his branch is yet tender and put it forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. In other words, we can tell when the season is getting ready to change and stuff like that because of the different, changes in the environment and what we call the natural things, such as the trees and so on and so forth. We know when the leaves start to fall off tree, we know we're going into the fall, or fall is here, right? So check this analogy out because it's deep. You say, when his branch is yet tender and put it forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise, we're just like what he finna tell you, right? When ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors, right? Well, in other words, we at the door of this thing, right? Or we seeing all these signs, you know what I'm saying? And one of the greatest signs is when when you gonna have people from every nation, man, latching on the coattail to him, that's a Jew. And when the other Gentile nations and stuff like that realize, know that we are the Israelites and Christ is black and so on and so forth, and they got to get their salvation through us and so on and so forth. We know we there, but it's other signs as well. Check this out. We're gonna read on. It say, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, right? Say, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah, that's Noah, right, were, so shall also coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and giving into marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And what he's saying right here is that, and this is what you see. All people want to do is party, have sex, whether it be with whether it be with the opposite sex or the same sex, eating. They got food shows galore. I'm just married and just having a good time and not realizing that the world is falling down around them, right? And this was the same thing they was doing during the time of Noah, right before the flood. And then when the flood hit, they was begging to get into it was too late. Then the Most High had already shut the doors, right? Check it out. It says in verse 39, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of man be. So he's coming to judge. He's coming to destroy the wicked, man. He is not coming to love, hug, and kiss everybody like, we've been erroneously taught people, and all I can say is that, so-called black, you know, native, Latino, of indigenous descent, say, man, you're the Israelites that the Bible speaks about over here in this Western Hemisphere, and you need to repent and turn back to the Father. You know what I'm saying, and wait on the beloved Son to come and redeem us and put us back into our own land, because we will be gathered back and taken back to our own land. So this is what we need to do. For as you are the Gentile nation, you should take the advice of your own kind and surrender yourself to the Israelites and get your salvation by serving us. There's nothing wrong with that. Like he said himself, man, you're gonna live forever. You're gonna be in a status of servitude, but you're gonna be living, you're gonna live forever. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna perish like the other ones are. So let's let's get back. Let's get back to the rest of this little video, and then we'll probably be wrapping this up. All right. Even though I got some more scripts, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring them out first, and then we'll finish the rest of the vid, Most High willing, and we'll get on up out of it. Let's go to John chapter 16, and we're gonna be starting at might as well start at verse 1. But this goes back to what's going to happen to the Israelites, and this is Hamashiach speaking again. He said, "These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. Right? They shall put you out of the synagogue. Yea, the time coming that whosoever killeth you will think that he does God's service." And this where the deception is gonna come in at. If you notice, this devil Donald Trump, right? You see how now he's trying to lean towards the Bible. They starting to trying to pass certain laws, surrounding the Bible. Why all of a sudden, we in these days, everybody is some issue revolving around the Bible. Because see, they want to set the ground for when they do and come and kill and destroy the true worshipers of God, the children of God, the people of God. They're gonna claim to be doing it in the service of God. Let's read this again. Say, they shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me. These gonna literally be infidels, people who don't know God. They gonna be people who claiming to be Christians, right? Let's read on. But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. But now I go my way to him that sent me, and none of you asked me, whither goest thou? But because I have said these things unto you, sorrow hath filled your heart. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you. But if I depart, I will send him unto you. And of course, we know that's going into something else. Verse 8 saying, when he is come, he will reprove the world of sin and of righteousness and of judgment. Of sin, because they believe not on me. Of righteousness, because I go to my Father, and ye see me no more. Of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged. And who is the prince of this world? Satan. Say, I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. So we're gonna end that right there. And we're gonna go back to the video. Hold on, I got one more script. Revelations 2, Salakia. What's that? Revelations 2 and 10, where we be going to. And it's dealing with the same thing, what's gonna happen to us. Say, fear none of these things. Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Say, fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days, but be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And that's that eternal life, man. That's that eternal life. And those of you Gentiles, if you want to bathe into that eternal life, then I guess take heed to what Isaiah said in chapter 60, and that's gonna be the closing script. Isaiah 60, and I think that's verse 12. That's right. And it say, for the nation and kingdom that would not serve thee, talking about the Israelites, shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna say Shabbat, Shalom, Shalom. My mind's still on Shabbat. But Shalom, people. Hope y'all got something from this jewel. Like I say, it's gonna always be edification. No buffoonery up here. You know what I'm saying? No folly. Most definitely no buffoonery. No folly or none of that. It's straight edification, man. And I hope y'all are being edified. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share the content, man. That way, more people can get this truth, and man, we can get on up out of here. So with that, shalom.
Because change is coming, and it's change you can believe in. All right, we get political. We get like the political signs here, right? Change is coming, and it's change you can believe in, because it's going to happen in front of your face, whether you like it or not. And you can just deal with it. That's the facts. And it's just how it's going to be. And so I want everybody that, especially like myself, that's a Gentile, that knows the truth, that loves y'all, to try to find some kind of peace and solace in this, because it's a weird moment for us. This is the last things I'd say, guys. Now I'm gonna get out of the flood out here and the storm. Is that you got to understand that we're watching a grand thing play out on the world stage inside this geostationary flat earth under a firmament dome, where we're watching this world thing play out on the stage, and we're kind of bystanders at the moment, because this great controversy that's been played out between the kingdom of Yah and of Satan's kingdom currently is that there's a changing of the guard. Okay, and so the Israelites are going to be back doing what they do, and they're going to have their kingdom. And the nations are going to be subdued. They're either going to get with the program, or they ain't going to be part of the program. Okay? And so those of us that have accepted the truth, that love y'all, that love his people, that love our neighbor, that try to do the tenets of the book and of the Torah scroll, and what all the law and the prophets said, and Messiah reiterated and reemphasized and magnified when he comes, we're on the situation right now where we got a deal, because we have done our part. Okay, we have accepted the truth. We have acknowledged him. We have acknowledged his word is true. We have acknowledged his people. We've been good to our neighbors. We're doing the law. We're doing what we can. But this thing's got to burn. Okay, so you're kind of at a situation where you're watching, all the fluff being burned off, right? Like it's like this field that'll let go fallow. We're going to burn off, and that way it can be used as spring. Like we've got to let the tares be burned off. We've got to let that thorough separation be done. And it's hard because we got to suffer in the midst of all this right now because of the wickedness of the world, this construct, this matrix that's around us. And so right now I know it's been very hard on people's mental health. It's been hard on my mental health. I've had to, a day of atonement, I said, enough. I'm going a different direction. I'm not thinking on this the way I have thought on it, because I've got to get with the program. And so you've got to change the way we look at this. And I know right now it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for all of us. I may not even be with you in a couple of years. I may be dead, or they may have killed me, or, who knows, famine, plague, whatever. Most of y'all may use me for a witness, and that may cost my life. Who knows? I'm just saying, you got to understand that this paradigm is shifting. And for those of us that's Gentiles, it's going to be rough for a season. Right? We're going through a shift change, because the people that was on shift is coming off, and the people that's going on shift are going on shift for eternity. So this is not going to transition easy. No transition of power like this has ever taken place in the world, and you're going to have to again. So, it's going to be how Most High Y'all wants it to be. And so, guys, I hope that something I've said in the storm of life, in this storm today, will bring you peace of mind on this, because Israel will awaken. Them dry bones are going to stand up. The people that love y'all in the nations, don't you let no hateful Hebrew tell you this. Don't you let your pastor man at the fake church house tell you this, that, you ain't got a place with Israel. They is literally, when you look at it, it talks about the 144,000, and then a great multitude of every nation and kindred and tongue.
The pineal gland has tiny little cilia, hair-like extensions all around it.
Standing, there is going to be a multitude of people in the kingdom. What was it? King Cyrus. He said I think he called my servant. He was called my servant. Well, he was of the nations. All right, so you're gonna see people of the nations, kings of the nations in the kingdom. It talks about the kings there. Listen. A lot of these people. Last thing I'm gonna say this. A lot of these people that are Hebrews, they're waking up. You gotta understand. Our people were oppressed. They were mistreated. They were lied to. The truth of their ancestry is hidden from. I'd be madder than dog smack. Okay? If I come to the knowledge of it. That's why you see people marching in Springfield, Ohio the other day too. That spirit that's in a lot of them people. The way that they carry about themselves. I'm telling you, there is good Hebrew Israelites out there that love the nations. They love their brothers and sisters of their own kind, of their own people, and likewise, Gentiles love their own people, and they love the Hebrews too. And you're going to see good people in the kingdom if we're counted worthy. But you got to just understand, just as the storm's passing right now, that one day it's all going to pass. And a lot of these worthless, waste of space human being people ain't going to be in that kingdom. So don't worry about them right now. All right? Hey, this is their time, baby. This is their life. This is their one FOMO. No, not FOMO. What is it? YOLO. Yeah, you only live once. So you dang right about that. Actually, that ain't even actually true, though. You only live twice, because you're going to die in this life, get resurrected, judged, and then barbecued. So that would actually be twice. So yeah, I might be incorrect on that. We can't use that light. But guys, let's try to find calm, because this is the change. We are at the threshold of the end of the time of the Gentiles, and it's going to be exciting in the years ahead to watch as the transition of all things continue to the culmination of Messiah returning and the kingdom of Yah being established. It's going to get wild out here, and it's going to be an exciting show to watch. And again, best part, tickets are free. So, guys, as always, till we see you again here at 7 Times Prepper Channel, I hope most high y'all.
All right, that's it, y'all. We're gonna go and wrap this up. Glad y'all tuned in. Like I say, please like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. And we'll be back at y'all with some more edification.